Hey everyone, happy Thursday. This is Diana, Client Success Manager for the Addicted to ROI Inner Circle. And today I am so excited to have with us Ashley Gallacher. She is one of our ROI Inner Circle members based out of Seattle. And I'm really excited just to share her story with you. With the power of real estate, she has been able to retire from her W 2 and just focus solely on her projects. So, Ashley, super excited to have you here. What kind of real estate projects are you part of?
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out to do the technical difficulties. So we're getting started a little bit late. But I have projects going on. I own short-term rentals. I own midterm, own long-term rentals in state and out of state. And most excitingly, I have a 20-unit apartment complex in development.
So exciting. And then you also are utilizing the Amazon funds to help with one of your development projects too, right?
Yeah, so I got into a program funded by Amazon to help developers of color expand their development capacity. And it's a part-time professional where we meet once a month for about 12 to 18 months. The educational aspect to it of how to develop affordable housing, every communities in the beginning to understand what they need through, putting together permits, through construction, managing your budget, and then everything all the way to once your unit is full, how do you work with and do that asset management? So that's the educational side of it. There's mentoring, there's networking. The exciting things about it is there were grant funds available for our.
That's awesome. And it's great that you're able to give back to the community. So it's really cool to be learning about some of the projects that you're focusing on now. But how did you get started in real estate to get to the point where you were able to step away from your W 2?
Yeah, that's a good question. I sing at the end of 2020, and just to make a long story short, my husband and I investing, and we came across some opportunities to do multifamily development. Going to jump into that, and we wanted to start in 2020 and in 2020, so we put that on hold. And so I started looking for other strategies. I got really into it, and that's how I came across this group, ROI, and I decided to join. And a few months later, out of state properties in Milwaukee. I had never been to Milwaukee before. Huge jump for me to pull the trigger and purchase those properties, but that kind of real estate investing journey.
That's awesome. Do you still have those properties?
I do. Yeah, it's been about 2 years now, and anytime soon. Those are the only out-of-state properties I have. Lately, I've multifamily development, but I still have the properties, and actually the same tenants are in there from ago. So they're working out pretty nice.
That's awesome. So you have your properties in Milwaukee, and then you also have a short-term and a midterm rental in Washington, right?
Yeah, I have 2 short-term rentals in Washington, very close to Mount Rainier now. And then I have a midterm rental right outside of Seattle. And
That's awesome. What do you feel like were some of the struggles you had starting off, and how did the ROI Inner Circle help you through those?
yeah, that's a great question. Some of the struggles starting off was resources and out different things and just become more knowledgeable. And also, I don't have a lot of friends that were investing in real estate at the time. And so it's extremely helpful in that all the resources in the library, the weeks, and then also through the group, I was able to connect with other individuals and do weekly masterminds. And that really, in the beginning, is just having that accountability and kind of hearing what other people were doing, what strategy successes was really motivational.
Community and network is so important, and to have that support of other individuals sharing their experiences so you can learn from them is so important. I love that you've now built this little like women's community in Washington and are hosting so many events too.
Yeah. So when I decided to leave my job, I decided to take on more, and I love meeting people. And I had been listening to, and I found early on when I got into, and that was the real estate investor community, primarily, and they have meetups across the United States, and they didn't have one in the city. So when I left my job, I was like, this is perfect opportunity to start this meetup, get more connect, and also support women real estate investors in my local area.
Yeah, that's awesome. How did you find the courage to leave your job? A lot of people like that's really scary for people.
Yeah, it was quite the decision. I'll say that. There was a lot of different factors. Some of those factors were I had young kids at home at the time when all the I'm married, and my husband, he still has his W-2, so stability there, I guess. And also really, really passionate about real estate investing, and just seeing other people figure it out and be successful. And they're all normal people. They're not anything. So, and also lots of conversations with close friends about really just thinking about like, what's the worst that could happen if I left? Was I failed in real estate, and I'd be back at a 9 to 5. So not I was starting from.
Yeah, that's a great point. Just thinking, what's the worst that could happen? And even if it doesn't work out, you just try again.
Yep, exactly.
With leaving, also, I think that just shows that you have so much courage and there's so much opportunity in real estate. What other freedoms have you been able to experience since investing? And how has
Ooh, that's a great
investing in real
question.
estate changed the lives of your family?
Yeah. So one of the biggest freedoms is I'm, for sure. And I have two young kids and a husband, and kids to school every day, pick them up most of the days, and just kind of my own time. I mean, things still feel a little chaotic, but, working on my own wealth and working on my own business, and doing things on my own terms. I think that's the biggest freedom, is the time freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, life with kids is just always chaotic, but it seems like a lot of members, that's their why. They wanna be able to have more freedom with their time, be able to travel more, be more present in their everyday lives, which is just so awesome that you've been able to find that with real estate. What's been the best strategy that's worked out for you, or what's your favorite?
Ooh, the best strategy. Well, so our 20 unit development is not we just finished framing not too long ago. And so all the windows are done, or the interior stuff. Um, so it's not complete, so I can't say that that's because I'm still going through it. But I think once that's finished, that might be my meantime. I really love the short-term rentals. I love the whole, you're not just renting out your property, like it's a whole business, and you get to run it as a business, doing all the hospitality stuff. And it's very lucrative too, compared to
It's cool to be creating an experience for someone.
Some of my favorite, I only have two, but um, some of the most exciting part started in purchasing them uh, was all the setup and the design, and then getting guest reviews and hearing how much they love your place and stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's really fulfilling.
Mhm. After these development projects, do you think you'll try to take on another short-term rental, or you think you'll continue with development?
Um, Definitely continue with development. Would like to find some more short-term rentals. Um, kind of where interest rates are in the markets, the destination markets that I like to on. I may kind of wait and see how all that plays out because I don't think would have worked right now with a 6 or 7% interest rate. Like it just wouldn't have worked at all. I'm all about running the numbers and know not making moves unless the
Mhm. Yeah, you had shared a really awesome story with the members at one point about how you were able to make some numbers work by leveraging your first short-term rental in order to purchase the second one, right?
yeah. So I got my second kind of right before all the interest rate changes started to happen. And I was just it initially by leveraging the equity in two other rentals that I had first short-term rental. Um, so I was able to cross collateralize the purchase with a local lender, Beth, and the Flynn family lending team.
Mhm. Yeah, so for anyone out there who might be wondering, how do I even get into a property? I feel like I don't have any capital. There's definitely a lot of really creative financing strategies that you can utilize. And that's something that we love investigating and diving into within the ROI Inner Circle. We have different coaching opportunities, and lots of members have tried different strategies, so lots of brains to pick too.
Yep.
If you were to start over, what would you do differently?
That's a great question. If I were to start over, I would start using, to this day, I haven't really used private money. Hoping to change that. Um, the one thing that I would change was to try to use money like on my second deal or something. Um, Definitely earlier than I'm doing now.
Yeah. A lot of problems that our members bring up is that they have trouble getting capital, or they are unsure how to fund these deals. And like you mentioned, there's so many private money options out there, even within your own network. If you just tell people that you're what you're doing in real estate, you might find that you have people that have some extra money lying around, and you can provide them such a better interest rate than the banks can. Really make their
Yeah,
money work for
I,
them.
yeah, and I agree. I know so many people that are using other people's money, and it sounds scary and unattainable, but do it and it works. So
Yeah, we have the resources within the community to help you develop that confidence in deal analysis, due diligence, so that you can start putting out offers and being able to provide these opportunities to lenders. And as Ashley mentioned, community is so important. We do have a in-person summit coming up, our Cash Flow Investing Summit. It's going to be in Tempe, Arizona, February 17th to 19th. So this is a great opportunity to meet some other investors, lenders, agents, really broaden your network and kickstart your 2023. Really excited to meet with everyone there. Are you going to be there, Ashley?
I'm trying to figure out how I can squeeze it in my schedule.
Yeah, I know you're always traveling around, always so busy.
Yeah, and then also my kids too. They
Mhm.
can't too often.
Yeah, well, it is also President's Day weekend, so it could be a little, family trip down to Arizona, get away from the cold.
Oh, that's true. That is very true. Um, that might get me down there.
Well, I know that we did have some technical difficulties today, but I really appreciate your time and your patience. Thank you for anyone that was able to join us. Ashley is an active member of the Facebook group, and she is part of the ROI Inner Circle. If anyone wants to follow your journey, how can they find you?
The best way to follow my journey is on that's where I document a lot of stuff that I'm doing, and also do a lot of networking. And I'm at rei.ashley_.
Perfect. And we'll also put that in the comments and so you can reference that later as well. Thank you again so much, Ashley, for your time today. And I can't wait to see what you accomplish next year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And
Of
sorry about the technical difficulties.
No worries at all. If anyone has any questions for Ashley, feel free to throw them in the chat as well. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.